Mr. Paul Joseph Watson. So I seen your video. Um, it was a little depressing. I don't know what to take from it. It sounds like you're quitting, but not, or you're waiting until you get shut down. What I think, insofar as social media, it should never, Mr. Paul, dictate your life to the point where you're getting up every day and checking to see if it's there because you want to be the first person to know when it's gone. Now, I understand that you put in thousands of hours. I mean, you have 1.4 million subscribers. You put in thousands of hours to make that happen. That's that's good. It's a lot of hard work, but that same effort can be applied to anything. What did you have before YouTube? Like you were still being heard. Infowars been around for a minute. You know, I've heard of that. I started becoming aware of that in high school, and YouTube wasn't too much of a big thing for me. Infowars, but I think the main thing is just having your own platform, your own website. It's not that big of a deal because with the use of the internet, we have the ability to create our own outlets. We don't have to worry about using other people if we don't want to. Now, the social media aspect of it is for reaching people, but you become so used to being heard by so many people, you develop this pattern of anticipation and being heard and extracting your personal, what you feel as your personal relevance to the amount of attention that you're grabbing. Just because you wake up one morning and everything is gone doesn't mean you're not grabbing anybody's attention. You still have the website and you still have people, you have enough people out there that know who you are to where if you wrote a book and dropped that shit, people will buy it. You don't need Twitter. You don't need YouTube. These things didn't always exist. So we become so used to being in the pattern of them existing and being sucked into the new patterns that we develop from using them emotionally that it makes us feel like we're not good enough without it. And that's kind of ridiculous because you're using something man-made, especially something that's imitating a human, and being made based on pulling our mental and emotional, like psychological triggers to make us do things, the comment, share, like, and all these things. And so at the end of the day, it's about acceptance. Somebody with a voice like yours and as powerful as you and your influence should never feel any type of way if all that goes away. Because obviously you're that type of person for a reason. You're influential everywhere you go to. So it doesn't matter if it's YouTube or no YouTube, Twitter or no Twitter, Instagram or no Instagram. You're just going to be you everywhere. Either way, you're going to have an influence somehow because that's just who you are. And then there's no traditional way to do things. Like you said, you'd have to get married and start a family or something. You make that sound like that's the end of everything. That's not. That can be the beginning of everything. There's people out there that'll support you and push you to do what you're doing now and have your back and make sure you don't stop if that's what you really want to do and hold you accountable for when you don't do it and say, hey, what's going on? And slap you in the face and be like, hey, you need to put out some more content. You're sounding depressed online. You need to fix that. More than likely, I think if your channel was going to go away, it would go away by now. It's not hurting anybody. And at the end of the day, if it does, who cares? Build another one. But with this time right now, you should be taking this time to be bending traffic from your YouTube and all your social media platforms to your personal website that you should be building now, or that you should be expanding with a more user-friendly system, kind of maybe even duplicating the social media system platforms. Create a forum on your website. Make it to where people can comment, send you messages. It can be no different. And it's your world. You get to control it and have all that information for email marketing and things like that. They just have to change the transportation system of the data. You don't need one system. Data is a new oil. It's going to flow wherever it goes, wherever you put it. So you have the numbers, bend them. It's just the beginning. This is no pressure. When the pressure really comes, you'll know. Until then, man up and keep using your voice. That's all we got. Facts.